across the league this year. Looking fantastic. The Montreal ones, Hamilton, of course, the resident best jersey in sports, in my opinion.
All the logos in the league look good. Product looks great. Nice when you see when you watch people wear them.
And we are underway here in Guelph. Roche wins the tip back to Kat Barber, the second team All-G League player, who will dictate traffic here. Thanks for joining us here on the CBC Gem app, CEBL Plus, and on CJOY 1460 in Guelph as Ahmed Hill misses a three. Offensive board here by Akech, though. He goes up. Can't get it to go. Alexander with the rebound as Jalen Harris walks it up. Harris into the paint, puts up a floater. No good. Gets his own rebound. Tries to kick it out, but it's stolen, and Hill has it. Gives it to Barber on the wing. Surveys. He tries to drive here on Chapman. Kicks it out. Hill will try again from the same spot he missed from and gets it to go. Got that stroke down, and the Guelph Nighthawks are on the board 3-zip.
Yeah, you can't give Ahmed Hill two opportunities in a row. Take it. Looked like Shooting Stars that were in the zone, maybe a matchup of some sort, real early.
Alexander posting up. He's got the 7-footer Roche on him, though. Yeah, it goes out of bounds.
Yeah, Roche did a nice job moving his feet, keeping his space. You got two big men there. Roche uses all his length there to help create the turnover.
Barber will walk it up. On the right wing, finds Lawson driving from the right wing, and that is good off glass. A.J. Lawson, an early 5-point lead.
Yeah, nice lane situation. Good ball movement. A.J. Lawson's a good guy. He's always been great at driving to the basket.
Xavier Raton-Mays, the one-time holder of the record for most points scored in a single game back in the first season of the CEBL. That's now held by Xavier Moon with 39. As Jalen Harris might have a say about that record by the time he's done in the CEBL. Misses. No look pass, and that is blocked in transition by Alexander. Oh my goodness.
And it wasn't just the block, it was a great block. They're not taking that away from him, but it's where he came from. When the ball got down to the free throw line, he was still at center court. He never gave up on the play at all.
JV Mukama making his debut with the Shooting Stars after spending the last couple seasons with the Hamilton Honey Badgers. Former Ryerson standout, now Toronto Metropolitan University. Here is Xavier Raton-Mays for three. That's short. Board grab by the 7-footer Roche. And a bit of a miscue there, trying to get the ball to the guards. And it's a turnover. It'll be Scarborough ball. Still looking for their first points here. 7:53 to go in the first.
Yeah, a little bit of anxious energy sometimes, you know.
Well, you mentioned before the game here, Joe, a lot of these guys are playing at home in front of family for the very first time.
Absolutely. And a lot of these guys have been overseas and don't get this opportunity.
Jalen Harris on the board in the CEBL with his mid-range pull-up to make it 5-2. Roche up high. Pitches it here to Hill. In traffic, pulls up over the 6'11 Alexander. No good. Good contest there. As Cam Chapman has it here. One of the import players for this Scarborough team. Swung around to the corner. Harris for three. That's good. Jalen Harris. Last time he was on an NBA floor with the Toronto Raptors, scored 31 points in a game against the Dallas Mavericks. The man can get a bucket. Contested layup there. Blocked then by Roche on the offensive board and put back. 4 misses now between 3 different Nighthawks as Harris goes the other way with it. Chapman for 3. That's good. 8-5. The Shooting Stars take the lead.
Guelph gets 4 tips inside, can't score, gives themselves second chance opportunities. Scarborough comes down, knocks down a 3 in transition.
What good is winning the possession game if you don't make good on all those extra possessions? Ahmed Hill up top. Thinks about it, but drives shoulder right into Chapman. Offensive foul. You can see that one from here. Definitely leaned into Chapman with the shoulder there, did Hill. CEBL Mobile is an Android and iOS application that'll bring the league's OTT platform, CEBL Plus, and much more to mobile devices. Fans will be able to watch live games and have access to the league's on-demand video content. It will also feature screen sharing, enabling fans to cast and watch games on most devices and screens. Visit your app store today and download CEBL Mobile, which is where I watched the games last night, Joe. It was a great experience. Harris, no good. Rebound grab by Madut Akech, the international player here for the Guelph Nighthawks.
Looking forward to Guelph getting the ball in Cat Barber's hands a little bit more and playing through Cat.
Looking for a screen, doesn't get one. Lawson for a deep three. That's no good. Rosh with the offensive board, gets it back to Hill, swung to the other wing. Barber for three, that's good. And we're all leaving up at 8.
Yeah, Rosh did a nice job keeping that ball alive. Inside out, the easiest three in basketball.
Not often we see a 7-footer in the CEBL, Joe.
We've seen a lot of them this year, and lots of shot blockers. What I saw on the first night.
There's Chapman knocking it down. The Portland, Oregon product who played for both Michigan and Detroit Mercy universities. Akech for three. No good. Rebound grab by Alexander. Here's Raton Mays. Scoops it over to JB Mukama. A little hezzy. And they're going to call a foul on the floor.
And the last three that was made by Chapman in transition, all of a sudden you got Guelph running on the closeout. JB Mukama uses it, gets a little head fake, takes it to the basket. You got a foul or it's going to be a dunk.
And checking into the game for his first CEBL run is J. Cole, Jermaine Cole, as we'll call him on the broadcast. And there's an audible pop from the Guelph faithful. Khalif Young also into the game. Also, like J.B. Mukama, played for the Hamilton Honey Badgers the last couple seasons. A really effective player for Khalif Young in the Team Canada national team program mix as well.
Yeah, you've got lots of guys out here. Well, Kyle Alexander played in all 4 games in the last 4 windows for Team Canada.
Yep.
And has to be in the mix for this summer's team. So this will be what does it say a lot about the league? The fact that somebody in this league will be in the summer playing for the national team.
Absolutely. Harris swings it over to Mukama. Steps back for a deep triple that is nowhere close, off the glass. Rebound grabbed by the Nighthawks. That one's missed there by Barber. He's yet to really make his imprint on this game. Jalen Harris with it in semi-transition, drives through contact. No good, no call on the play, but it's kicked back out. Cole for three. No good. The crowd wanted that one. And here's A.J. Lawson with it. Puts his head down. Quick dart to the basket. Has to reset. Out to the corner. Hill for three. That's good. Ahmed Hill puts the Guelph Nighthawks back ahead.
I like the way A.J. Lawson changed pace on that last drive. He kind of lulled them asleep and all of a sudden gave you his best move and his best step.
Chapman, nice little give and go action with Jalen Harris. Nice little two-man game from the two American imports here on the Nighthawks. Or the Shooting Stars, that is.
Now, Guelph's gone a lot smaller, right? With Rosh out of the game, bringing Ryan Cassidy in. Now they're going to play their small lineup.
A.J. Lawson, a little catch-and-shoot mid-range jumper at the nail. Harris with it. And that is blown up by Lawson in transition with the contact, count it, and the foul. A.J. Lawson to the line with an and one.
You can't get better back-to-back plays than A.J. Lawson showed you on the offensive end, then went on defense, showed it like a defensive back, and then got the interception and ran out here for a three-point play again.
We've hit the media timeout. We'll be back in just a sec with more CEBL action in the early going here in the first quarter. A.J. Lawson, nice to the line and get a three-point play. A couple of new subs, OnlyFans team for Guelph Nighthawks. You got a pretty nice ovation before the game. Check in for the Scarborough Shooting Stars. As does the former Harvard and Santa Clara product, Danilo Juricic. He's out there with Young, Cole, and Jalen Harris. For the Nighthawks, it's Lawson, Hill, Cassidy Ryan, Sean Miller-Moore, and Cat Barber. Harris fouled on the mid-range jumper. He'll go to the line for the three-point play. Jalen Harris up to 9 points, can make it 10 here.
Jalen Harris has gotten 8 shots off already. Like he knows he's going to get his shots off, and it's almost this is only a 40-minute game, and he's used to getting lots off in a 48-minute game. His volume right now has been incredible.
Harris will be able to apply for reinstatement in the NBA after a 1-year suspension for violating the league's substance abuse policy. He will be, as of July 1st, assuming all things go well with reinstatement, back and under the rights of the Toronto Raptors. Here is Cat Barber, a little pump fake. Drives, kicks, Hill, no good. Juricic skies for the rebound. Jalen Harris with it once again, takes the screen from Khalif Young, a man who loves to set himself a screen, and Harris knocks it down.
Harris is a pure scorer. He'll shoot the 3, but he does a great job of getting the middle, probing, taking the 2, and getting to the free throw line if he can on drives.
A.J. Lawson misses the 3. Harris with it once again. Young up there to screen again. Probes into the paint. Finds Famatimi baseline. Gorgeous pass to Khalif Young, who had seeped into that empty space after all the help was focused on Jalen Harris.
Yeah, no. Very confident with that one.
Cat Barber knocks that one down. As Harris will walk it up. We're tied at 18s here. 2:18 to go here in the first quarter at Sleeman Center.
Guelph's now showing a zone. Looks like there's a 2-3 matching up at the top.
Khalif Young flashes to the middle of the zone and goes up and finishes it. Nice looking move there by Khalif Young.
Khalif Young is a very, very good face-up post player. And I like the fact that he caught it in a situation where he just needed to dribble to get himself a layup.
Scarborough's got a bit of an embarrassment of riches when it comes to their front court. Kyle Alexander giving way to Khalif Young. They're going to have 48 minutes of good center play at all times.
Yep. An embarrassment of riches, boy. A.J. Lawson getting this guy into the CEBL. Great recruiting job by Guelph.
Harris with it. Khalif Young, once again, that two-man game has been awesome. He again finds Harris cutting. That's going to be a problem for opposing teams. The screening of Khalif Young, the touch, and the scoring of Jalen Harris. 3 rims out. Here is Jalen Harris. Drives it. Juricic for 3 on the right wing. No good. Tapped out. There's a foul. That's going to stay on this end. Enjoy the action from the Nighthawks and Shooting Stars by attending upcoming games. Purchase your season Flex Pack group or single game tickets via CEBL.ca to be part of the excitement. Guelph playing here at the Sleeman Center. The Shooting Stars playing out of the Toronto Pan Am Sports Center. Military Trail, where my mother grew up.
Yeah, it's just great that they're playing in Scarborough.
Baseline inbound here as Juricic goes up. Contact, foul, bucket, send him to the line.
And I expect to see a lot of scores on baseline out of bounds situations because teams haven't scouted you. They don't know what you run. And so anything that you run is new. And I think the advantage in the first game of the season goes to the offense.
Juricic at the line. Most recently played ball over in Czechia with Basket Brno. That's a fun sounding team name.
Yeah, and you know, it's nice to see his pro career start. Watch his college career and his high school career, and somebody who's been involved in Basketball Canada from the youth academy all the way up. He's been a very good basketball story, but a success story as a Harvard grad out here playing pro basketball.
Into the game here, Steph Smith onto the floor for his first run here for Guelph. He's out there with Akech Hill, Miller Moore, and Kylian Rotardier, the international player for Guelph, the second international player on the floor here. Raton Mays with it. And that is going to be an offensive foul. Got the elbow up there, did Raton Mays. He knows it.
And Raton Mays is going to give you a lot of what you just saw with Harris. You know, he's actually a better receiver of the ball, maybe a better three-point shooter.
Right.
But he's really picked up his game where he can get in the middle and probe a little bit.
Steph Smith in here running the point with Cat Barber sitting on the bench. Here's Hill, pull up 3. That's no good. And it's deflected. Going to be Guelph ball.
It looked like a kind of awkward ball going out of bounds, but it definitely looked Olu Famatini may have touched it.
29.4 seconds to go here. As Steph Smith will inbound on the baseline.
Now this is a young Guelph unit on the court right now. No CEBL experience on the court.
I'll catch for three. Guelph down by one now with the shot clock off as Xavier Raton-Mays walks it up. Steph Smith guarding him closely. Raton-Mays tries to drive by. Can't. That gets it back. Couple guys come and see him. Over. Juricic on the right wing. That's no good. Rebound grab there by Miller-Moore, and the quarter comes to an end. 25-24. The Scarborough Shooting Stars lead after one quarter of action. Coming back for second quarter action here from Sleeman Center on CBC Gem and CJOY 1460. Let's head it down to Denang Balsera, who's got something for us on the sideline.
Yeah, just listening into Coach Kissy and telling his guys he loves what he's seeing offensively. The ball's moving really well, but defensively, a lot of isolation ball for the Scarborough Stars, so he wants them to start hovering the guys and helping out each other on defense. Back to you guys.
Thanks, D.
So Guelph, right off the bat with this young lineup, goes to his zone. It looks like they're matching up out of it.
Here's Famatimi on the right wing. That's no good. Rebound scramble there is going to be a foul. That's going to go on number 5 of the Shooting Stars, David Munikat.
So here, end of the quarter, start of the next quarter, teams are looking to get their best rests for their star players.
Killian Rotardier with the ball here over to Madut Adkach, the two international players. We'll tell you more about the international players the next time we get a quick stoppage in play. But Rotardier, that's blocked, no good. Adkach picks it up though. 4 on the shot clock, not much time. Little floater from the free throw line. Rotardier gets that to go down. The man from France.
Yeah, nice job by him on the little float, the little teardrop, but Adkach getting that offensive rebound gave them a second chance.
Famatimi with it. All the way over to Raton-Mays. Back up. They play catch. Famatimi for 3. No good. Rebound grab there by Munkat. Back up top. Raton-Mays pull up, and that is good from about 18 feet for Xavier Raton-Mays.
Yeah, if you're Scarborough and you got an opportunity to go zone attack, you want Raton-Mays to get it off.
Julian Roche, the 7-footer, working from the elbows. Tries to pitch it there. It's broken up. 9 now on the clock for Guelph to get something going here. Steph Smith, nice little hook pass over. Adkach for 3, no good. Juricic with it, and Xavier Raton-Mays will walk it up. Olu Famatimi gets fouled there in the corner by Adkach.
Juricic already with his 5th rebound in limited amount of time played.
Famatimi will inbound, the longtime vet of pro leagues all over the world, but a mainstay in the CEBL in its 4 years now of operation. Xavier Raton-Mays getting fancy with it. Pull up Jimmy, that is nowhere near the mark.
Maybe a little bit too much mustard on that last opportunity there.
Couple of subs here. Sorry, go ahead, Joe.
Unlike the NBA, you got 48 minutes. Every possession in a 40-minute game comes back. You know, you have to be accountable for every possession. So unless you've been playing to a huge lead, you can't go messing around with the game.
Here's Sean Miller-Moore on it. Looking to make something happen. Drives, starts into the paint. He is fouled by a digging down Jalen Harris.
Sean Miller-Moore, I like to call him Ruggsy. Grand Canyon State had a real good career there, but that's what Guelph wants. They need to get middle. They got to get penetration, and then when they get the penetration, then they can create for themselves with the layup, or they can kick it out.
Miller-Moore at the line. Let's explain now the roster construction for these teams. In the CEBL, of course, it's a Canadian forward league. Every team has to have at least 6 players of Canadian origin on their roster. You can have as many as 10 if you want. You're also allowed a max of 3 American imports, and a new rule this year is every team has to have 1 international import at least. What goes into the rule to have the international imports here after American and Canadians have been really the only guys in the league so far?
Just that our league has grown, and because we're part of CEBL.
And that's one of the international guys there, Madut Akech of Australia, throwing down the lob in transition.
So the league thought it was a real important rule to expand the league, expand the idea. But what else is a new rule, but there must always be at least 2 Canadians on the floor.
It's another important one. Alexander over to Xavier Raton-Mays. Tries to drive. Puts a couple of bodies in his way, turned over. And Miller Moore has it knocked out.
Man, great start in the second quarter for Guelph's second unit. Pushing the basketball, and it resulted in that dunk the last time we saw it. But this second unit for Guelph is allowing Coach Kissy to rest some of his starters.
29-27, the Guelph Nighthawks lead here, 7:08 to go in the second quarter. Giving those score updates for our friends listening on CJOI 1460. Kyle Alexander up top. Over to Jalen Harris. Clears it out. Has Smith on him, and that's going to be an offensive foul on Jalen Harris, who leads this game with 13 points. But that's his second foul here in quick succession in the second quarter.
And that's something that Smith does very, very well. We've seen him now take a second. And it's really hard to grab a charge when you're moving laterally. But he gets into your personal space, and he's expecting you to give up that arm. And that's where he drew the charge.
Jalen Harris will take a seat there as well. Again, just 5 fouls. We play FIBA rules here in the CEBL. 40-minute games, 5 fouls, and you're out. So you got to watch it. Rosh, once again, working the elbows. Miller Moore, pump fake, drive, tries to go up, doesn't get the yam, but he lays it in delicately. That change of pace in the air, tough to pull off, Joe.
Athletic change of pace, rejected the ball screen. J.B. Mukama got caught trying to pick a cookie out of the jar, and boy, he went right by him.
And that's going to be an illegal screen there on Kyle Alexander, who's recently checked back into the game.
Yeah, it's a big turnover, good for Guelph's defense, but a turnover for Hamilton. Often you'll see, or especially early in the season with new teams, you'll see moving ball screens happen a lot. And part of that isn't just the screener, but it's the person setting them up, not giving them time to set the screen.
Rotardier up top. Back to Roche. They've been working it from the elbows quite a bit here, trying to get the handoff game going. As Akech can't get that to go down. Roche, though, gets under there. That's swatted away, though. Roche, not a lot of good luck on those offensive boards tonight.
No, but he's keeping them going. Guelph goes 1-2-2 zone there, does a real good job. But what Guelph does, one of the best ways to attack the zone is just rebound. And that's what Rosh did for them right there. He kept that possession alive.
Julian Rosh, a recent grad of Simon Fraser University. Cat Barber back into the game here. You would assume he's in to close out the second quarter for the Nighthawks, who now lead by 4. Into Akech. Or to Rotardier. Fakes the pass. Finds Barber in the corner. Couple bodies converge. Pull up. That's no good. Bounces around, and Mukama has it. To Raton-Mays. Akech on him. Into Alexander with the 7-footer Rosh on him. Tries to kick it. Swung around. Here's J. Cole, recently checked in. And that's no good. And here's Rotardier on the run. He slams it down after contesting the Cole bucket. And we got a timeout called by the Scarborough Shooting Stars as Guelph leads by 6. We'll head to a break and come back on the other side to close the second.
16-2 for Guelph right now. But that's a 7-0 run led by their defense. And long rebounds. You got a good run outs.
Back underway here as it's up top to Xavier Raton-Mays. He rejects the screen from Kyle Alexander. Can't get that to go. Tough start here for Raton-Mays. Here is Cat Barber with it. Calling out the shots here for the offense. Miller Moore. Play a little give and go. Cat Barber drives and scores. The second team all G-Leaguer. Putting the Guelph Nighthawks up 8.
Yeah, Cat Barber changed pace, went from fast to faster.
Looks like Khalif Young about to check in as Jay Cole tries to get his first CEBL points, can't do it. And then Chapman gets it ripped away. And Guelph looking to continue the run. Driving left around Cole, and Barber will lay that in. Cole knows he lost a step there. He's talking to himself on the way back up.
Yeah, that's 3 times now that Guelph has penetrated baseline, and rotation for Scarborough hasn't been there.
Cam Chapman ends the run, knocks down a 3. It's 37-30 now, 4:23 to go.
Cam Chapman's been very efficient.
Averaged 17 a game in Portugal this past season, did Cam Chapman.
He's got a lot of length to him. He shoots that 3 with a lot of confidence.
Akech with it. And a travel there from Madoud Akech, the Detroit Mercy product. As Khalif Young checks back in for Kyle Alexander. Got to be a smart move here by Coach Chris Exelis for the Shooting Stars to bring Young back in. There was some chemistry working there with Young and the guards that Alexander hasn't quite seemed to find just yet.
Yeah, and I think Young does a really good job of actually rotating down the key a lot. And Young tries to look for the ball from the high post rather than just stay at the high post.
Here's Ratton Mays. Up top, here's Makama. Ratton Mays once again takes the heavy screen from Young. Swerving around over to Makama for 3. That's good. JV Makama, the former Rams standout under Roy Rana.
Yeah, I think Ahmad Hill dared him and paid the price.
Akech with it, back up to Barber. He's got Cole on him. Takes the screen, pulls up, can't get it to go. Chapman with the rebound for Scarborough, and a foul there in the backcourt by Madoud Akech. The 2022 CEBL season is upon us, and excitement across Canada is incredible. Join the conversation on your favorite social media platforms by using the tagline, #Let'sBall.
I think what Scarborough's idea of change defenses a little bit has helped them slow Guelph down. That little 1-2-2 where they match up and they go through 2-3 has been really effective in slowing the pace down.
Ratton Mays with it, up to Mukama on the left wing. Back to Ratton Mays. Takes the screen from Young. Couple bodies headed his way. Chapman steps in from the nail. Can't get it to go. But a pretty clean look there late in the clock for Chapman to bail them out at least with a good opportunity. Foul there as Barber goes the other way. Sending 2 to Ratton Mays.
So he goes downhill. Barber goes downhill. It's tough. Ratton Mays never got in the defensive position. Was always backing up and never under control.
Cat Barber headed to the line here. We've said it before, we'll say it again for those who missed it off the top. Cat Barber, 3 NBA games this year with the Atlanta Hawks, including the Christmas Day game, Joe. What a wonderful thing that must have been. Just, all right, my first NBA game, it's on Christmas, no big deal. Second team All G League, All Showcase player as well, the G League Showcase in Vegas. 17, 5-5 last year for Charles Kissey's Nighthawks if he misses the first. 4-point game, 37-33, 2:54 to go here in the second quarter.
And while he was doing that, he also played 4 games for Team USA in the qualifying windows for them.
The CEBL, it's a pretty good launch pad, I'd say. Chapman with it over on the wing. To Young up top. Back to Chapman. They'll work the 2-man game. Chapman drives. 2 bodies there meet him. He puts it up. He's fouled. It's good. Cam Chapman looking good here for the Scarborough Shooting Stars.
Yeah, he's been very, very impressive. I said he was efficient earlier, but there he shows you. He's knocked down a couple threes, and all of a sudden he's going to the basket, drew the contact, and played through it.
Of course, for the uninitiated, the back part of this game will be dominated by the Elam ending, which is back in the CEBL for the 3rd consecutive season. We'll explain what it's all about, but I got to tell you, it's pretty darn fun, Joe.
I'm a fan.
Here's Cat Barber walking it up, 38-35 for the Nighthawks. Gets into the paint. Just a beautiful little sneaky pass through traffic to the darting Julian Roche, headed to the bucket for the jam.
Scarborough's been very effective in the zone, but the only problem there, they let the cat in the house. As soon as the cat got in there, he'll find the guy that's open.
Turnover there as well. 5-point lead here for Guelph. Just over 2 minutes to go. as Cat Barber will walk it up. A.J. Lawson back on the floor here for Guelph 2 with Rosh, Ahmed Hill, and Majid Akech. Lawson over to Barber. 12 on the shot clock. Rosh will come up for the screen. Barber sees a window, drives, kicks. Lawson, 3. That's no good. Rebound grab there by Alexander. As the Shooting Stars going with the double big lineup, Alexander and Young up front. Raton Mays pulls up. That's no good. Tough first half for Raton Mays, but there's Khalif Young doing the dirty work, putting it back up for the offensive rebound in the bucket.
And there's the benefit of that big lineup. You've got two guys on the offensive board just with sheer length.
1:30 to go here in the first half at Sleeman Center. Cat Barber with it. He'll pull up from 3. That is good for Cat Barber with J.V. Mukama, who's got about 5 inches on him in his grill.
And what Guelph did there was often against zones, you pin or you screen. And they pinned the top of the zone, and all of a sudden he just moved over and knocked down himself an open 3.
Give it up for the pyrotechnics crew here, by the way, at Sleeman Center. The smoke machines have been on point. I'm a big fan of a smoke machine.
How about Kyle Alexander picking up the second foul that he on a moving screen? That's a turnover and a foul. It's a tough situation. He's got to get himself set.
A.J. Lawson with it. Down to the corner. Ahmed Hill for 3. That's short. Alexander with the rebound. He finds Raton Mays here, and he's got Akech on him. 49 left to play. Chapman for 3. That's good. Cam Chapman, probably the best player on the Shooting Stars here in the first half. As it's a 43-40 game, just 5 for Scarborough.
A new team against a team that's been a little bit more established and know what they want to run. And that's where turnovers come sometimes. Sometimes it's style of play if you're playing fast, but this time I think it's more if you're playing new.
They get set to inbound here as the Guelph Nighthawks have a shot at a 2-for-1. A.J. Lawson will walk it up the floor. 43 seconds now on the game clock. 18 on the shot clock. Lawson with it. He'll drive, finds a lane, tries to scoop it up, but it is no good. And Mukama out on the run, and that might be a 2-for-1 here for Scarborough out of that.
That's what we talked about, the turnover situation. Your first one can't be a bad turnover. I think A.J. Lawson had a great drive. I'm surprised he's not at the free throw line on that finish.
Ahmed Hill with it. 13 on the clock here. 4-second difference game is shot clock. Mukama gets hammered by a Rosh screen. Kick to the corner. Barber for 3. That goes off side of the backboard. 7 seconds to go here. Raton Mays with it. Tries to find Chapman on the left wing. He'll put it up for 3. And Cam Chapman can't get it to go. And we have a 1-point game. 43-42. The Guelph Nighthawks lead the visiting Scarborough Shooting Stars, making their CEBL debut after 20 minutes of play.
Baskets, but he's played efficiently in the 14 minutes that he's on the floor.
Chapman also on 13 points alongside Jalen Harris and Cat Barber to lead the game as we get set here. The smoke plumes are flying off as Kyle Alexander will inbound to Jalen Harris, hoping to avoid those 4th and 5th fouls here in the second half as this one gets rolling at the Sleeman Center as Harris will walk it up with Ahmed Hill guarding him. Over to J.V. Mukama. He's got Cat Barber on him. Down to the post to Khalif Young, who starts the second half. After coming off the bench in the first, he puts it up with a nice lefty finish.
And he's also been efficient. Getting to the rim, nice spin move, felt him on his back, made the nice read, went to the baseline, easy score.
8 points on a perfect 4-4 for Khalif Young. And I got to say, the most impressive thing he did in that first half, set screens, man. He sets a mean screen. Here's Ahmed Hill on the catch, no good. Harris skies for the rebound. Over the 7-footer, not an easy rebound to grab as Harris drives, semi-transition, puts it up. That is good. 15 points on the board now for Jalen Harris. A.J. Lawson striking right back in transition. And they reset. Cat Barber for 3. No good. And here is Jalen Harris. Chapman with it. He'll drive from the baseline. Kick to Khalif Young. Up top, Chapman for 3. That's no good. And it's back in the hands of Barber. Barber drives in transition. Can't get it to go. Contested there by Khalif Young as the Shooting Stars are off to a 4-0 start here in the quarter, looking to make it 6, maybe 7. Harris, pump fake. Over to Khalif Young. He'll find A.J. Lawson for the transition dunk. He almost loses the handle on it, but A.J. Lawson gets it to go down. Has a smirk for the bench.
And Guelph needed that. Guelph needed that. They needed something. They were struggling a little bit to start this thing. They were struggling with something to start this, and all of a sudden that steal to a two-point conversion.
Here's Jalen Harris with it. He'll pull up over Lawson. That's no good. Rebound grab there by Chapman, who continues to do everything right here for Scarborough. Turns around to the baseline, floater with the left hand, and that's good. Cam Chapman looks like he's going to be a problem as a new import in the league this year. You never know with the new imports, right?
Wow.
They could be great role players. They could be guys you build your team around. Cam Chapman looking like the latter right now.
And him being a lefty has caught people off guard today.
Here is Jalen Harris. He'll push it. Very fast-paced start here to the second half. Mukama in the corner for 3 on the catch. No good. But Khalif Young on the glass. Can't get it to go. And here's Hill, who will also push it. Look, playing ping pong out here. And he's fouled going up. We'll get a breather as Ahmed Hill will go to the line.
And a great job of going downhill, what Guelph does well. Going downhill, inviting the contact, going through it.
About to do a little shameless self-promotion here. Tune in to CEBL Weekly with host me, Sean Woodley, for chatter about Canada's biggest pro sports league and hear from players, coaches, and personalities to make the CEBL a new basketball experience. Visit CEBL.ca to learn more. Episode 1 already up there on CEBL Plus, including an interview with the commish, Mike Moriali, as Ahmed Hill heads to the line here.
We had the front row take a charge there on Ahmed Hill. They were lucky it wasn't Khalif coming down the other way.
First one here goes for Ahmed Hill, again making his return to the CEBL. Had a fantastic season last year for the Guelph Nighthawks alongside Cat Barber. Pair of awesome import players for Charles Kissy, good enough to bring back.
Yeah, and we said earlier in the season, earlier in the broadcast, that this is their culture. Those two guys, that's where it starts for them.
Here's Jalen Harris with it, deep 3. That is well short, but Alexander fighting for it. He's going to go to the line, Kyle Alexander.
So going big here for Scarborough on 2 missed threes from Harris. They've been able to get the rebound, get second chance opportunities. It's really difficult when you bring these two guys inside to put a body on them.
Kyle Alexander, the 6'11 big man, played at Tennessee for 4 seasons. Most recently played pro ball in Spain for Urbas Fuenlabrada. I nailed it. Joe.
He did, and he had a couple of big games. That's ACB. That's big. That's the biggest league in the world.
Second best league outside of the NBA, a lot would argue.
Yep, and put up a 30-point game during the season.
Alexander connects. It's a 3-point lead for Scarborough, 50-47. 7:04 to go here. Want to thank everyone again for tuning in on CEBL Plus, the CEBL app, CBC Gem, and CJOY 1460 in Guelph. Cat Barber with it here. Into the corner. 3 is up. It is no good there. That's Clayton Henry getting into the game for the first time. Jalen Harris drives through contact with the bucket. Yeah, you think this guy's played in the NBA before?
Wow. And the length of this team, with J.V. Mukama at 6'7", 6'8", playing the guard spot, this team just got huge.
Henry knocks it down in the corner. Henry out of New Mexico State, a factory for Canadian basketball talent, and also Pascal Siakams.
Yes, but the first shot, he hasn't played all game, steps up here, knocks down a 3.
And there's Cam Chapman once again lighting it up here for the Shooting Stars. Second straight game we've seen an import player we've not yet seen in the CEBL really shine. The first being yesterday's Deng Adel for the Ottawa Blackjacks. 37 points on 14 of 16 shooting. Wow. Deng Adel is familiar, of course, to Raptors 905 fans. Played some time with the Cleveland Cavaliers as well. He figures to be one of the better imports this season as well.
And being Australian born and Australian trained, he fits the designation of an international player.
Absolutely. Here is Kyle Alexander at the elbow, looking for Chapman. Chapman with it, he's got Hill on him. Nice power move there with the left. Cam Chapman once again. And Charles Kissey's going to regroup to figure
percent from the two. So it's telling you a lot of the twos are easy baskets. They're coming close to the rim, putbacks, dunks, layups. 70% as a field goal percentage from the two is remarkable.
And a lot of those twos lately are coming from number 20 on the Scarborough Shooting Stars, Cam Chapman, now the game leader at 19 points. That's a miss there from Cat Barber as Jalen Harris recovers it. Harris has Barber on him. Danilo Juricic recently checked in here for the Shooting Stars. Almost gets that stolen away as he was looking for the pass.
There's two guys who competed in Canada National in junior camps their entire career.
And J.B. Mukama knocks down the calm mid-range jumper to keep this run going for the Stars.
And Scarborough's been looking for J.B. to get hot a little bit.
A.J. Lawson with it. Pulls up. No good. Tough shot selection there when you're in a scoring spell. Cat Barber, that's where you want to go. To the rim, can't get it to go. But Julian Roche collects the garbage, puts it back in the bin.
And that's a huge offensive rebound against the size of this team that Scarborough has out there. Again, I can't say, when you have the ability to play J.B. Mukama at the 2 spot and a 6'5" guard in Harris.
That's an advantage for sure. Here's numbers here. Hill and Barber on the run. And no good there. Great contest at the rim there by Juricic. And here's Mukama with it. He's got the smaller Barber on him. He waves him off. Calls over Alexander for a post touch. He's got Roche on him. He'll go right. Little scoop and hook. Can't get it to go. Rebound grab by Roche. Barber with it. Up to Lawson. Nice crossover going left. No luck there, no call. And Scarborough will go back the other way with a great move there by A.J. Lawson. Just couldn't finish. Nice driving kick here from Harris. No good on the 3 by Mukama. Alexander can't get the putback to go. And there's numbers here, and that one will go down for A.J. Lawson. 58-54. The Shooting Stars lead as a timeout is called by Scarborough.
A nice little short defensive run there by Guelph. And that they've done a nice job on the defense and were able to go down and score in transition and off of errors.
And on the other side of the break,
appreciate watching their friends play because their friends watching them play.
It'll be David Mooncat, Olufemi Matimi, Danilo Juricic, Jermaine Cole, and J.B. Mukama on the floor as the bench gets some run here for Scarborough, trying to continue on this strong third quarter they've put together. It's Hill, Barber, Henry, Cassidy Ryan, and Sean Millen-Moore on the floor here for the Nighthawks. And Cat Barber lays that one in.
And there he is with a change of pace, still getting middle, showing a little bit, and then just change it to a different speed. This zone by Guelph has been solid.
Barber up to 14 points on 6 of 14 from the field. Here's Mukama up top. Drives right. Slips. There's a foul there. They're going to call that on, it looks like David Mooncat.
Yeah, he just gave a little bit of a hip on it. That's the third turnover that Scarborough's had on moving screens.
J.B. Mukama will check out. Jalen Harrison to run the offense. That goes down. A 3 there for Guelph to take a lead, 59-58. Jalen Harris with it here as they trade blows. Guelph responding well after a tough start to the third.
And both teams deciding to play lots of zone here.
That's no good for Harris. Rebound there grabbed by Henry. And Barber will lock it up. He'll pull for three. That's no good. And the rebound grabbed by Juricic.
The first thing you got to stop in transition is the ball.
Jalen Harris with it to the corner. Famatimi, the 34-year-old, still an absolute pro, knocking it down from the right corner to give the Stars back the lead, 61-59, 1:40 to play here in the third quarter, that is. Miller-Moore thinks about it, then thinks again and puts it up. That's a three there for Sean Miller-Moore.
Man, 90% closeout, 95% closeout. If you dare shoot it from the corner, they're all pro players. They're going to knock that down and take it. You can't dare anybody shoot that short three.
Jalen Harris with it. To Cole in the corner. Juricic working two-man game. Up to Harris. Cole for three. Jalen Harris, that's good. Heating up. Jalen Harris.
As well as he plays, as well as he scored, that's his first three-pointer of the game.
Cat Barber with it. Drives around a hard screen by Cassidy Ryan. Can't finish, though. It goes back the other way.
Oh.
Jalen Harris.
Jalen Harris may have gotten away with it. It looked like both hands got on the ball there for a second.
Ends up. Both hands ended up on the ball for Olu Famatimi, and he puts it down for three. So they're going to call that a two, it looks like. 66-62, 30 seconds to go. 11-second difference shot game clock. Hill with it. Over to Barber. Back to Hill. 10 on the clock. Hill will drive around Harris. He's met by Famatimi in the paint and stripped, but he gets it back. Can't get it to go. Cassidy Ryan goes up, and he is fouled. Cassidy Ryan will go to the line. A U Sports product, Cassidy Ryan. He's played for Charles Kissy at Guelph.
At Brock.
At Brock, that is.
Yeah.
They got Guelph on the brain, as it turns out. The Nighthawks and Shooting Stars bring you action-packed pro ball to your community. Buy your season flex pack, group, or single game tickets. Visit CEBL.ca to be part of the excitement. It's the first game I've done in a while, Joe. I can't really say words all that good.
There's a lot of information out here on the floor.
It's very stimulating. We've got the smoke plumes. We've got a full crowd. We got celebrities all over. It's wild.
And you got 10 seconds here. And I got Jalen Harris getting the ball, and he's going to make the final decision on what's going to happen here.
Oh, there's a out on a limb pick for you there. Here's Famatimi with it, though.
Well, I think it's
7 seconds to go. He's going to drive, and there's going to be a foul. It'll be a side out of bounds here. That foul is going to go against number 12, Madud Akech.
Good coaching by Guelph there, denying the ball to Harris.
3 seconds to go here for the Shooting Stars to get something off. And they go to Harris at the rim. Can't get the lob to go down. And it's out of bounds. It's going to be Guelph ball with 0.6 seconds to go here in the third.
Yeah, Harris was being face guarded by Ahmed Hill. And he thought, okay, well, if I'm going to get face guard, I'm just going to dive to the rim. And they broke off that play to set up the lob.
0.6 on the clock, not much more time than just for a heave here. As Barber takes the dribble and doesn't put one up. 2-point game, 60. We get set for the fourth quarter with the Elam ending on the horizon between the Guelph Nighthawks and the Scarborough Shooting Stars. Scarborough leading 66-64.
We played 3 quarters, Sean. 16 lead changes, 2-point game. Can't ask for more than this.
I mean, we're 4 games into the season now, and we have yet to have a stinker in the CEBL. All fantastic games come down to the wire. Jalen Harris pulls up for 3 in transition. No good on the Kyle Lowry special. Can't get it to go. Here's Ahmed Hill on the run. Gets it slapped away, but recovers it. Here's Akech from 3 on the left wing. That's good. Madud Akech. Lead change number 17, Joe.
And Ahmed Hill, he's just working hard, keeping that ball alive.
Just a 2 of 10 shooting game for Ahmed Hill, but you're right. He's doing all the other stuff. Guarding Jalen Harris. Can't quite rein him in there to get the shot. He can't get the shot to go. Jalen Harris cannot. And here is Cat Barber on the run. Quick pass to Hill in the corner for 3. And that won't go. Continues a tough shooting night for Hill. Barber with it. No one really around him. He seems surprised. Pulls for three. That's no good. Bounced around, and Jay Cole with the rebound. Here is Jalen Harris with it. Khalif Young set the check back in here for the Shooting Stars, as is J.V. Mukama shortly. Juricic with it in the post. Skip pass to the corner. Cole for three. And Jermaine Cole is on the board in the CEBL with his first three CEBL points, as the Guelph crowd appreciates that.
And a nice inside-out look. Juricic saw him in the corner, threw a nice pass, on time, on target, and he knocked it down.
I'll catch for three now. That's good as they trade blows. A fantastic back and forth affair here. The smoke plumes are firing off. 70-69, Guelph back in front. I've already lost count of the lead changes, and we just counted them like 3 seconds ago. Here's Harris with it. He'll drive. Puts it up. That's no good. Rebound by Hill. Numbers now. Hill with it. Over to Barber. He'll pull for three. Cat Barber gets it to go. 4-point lead for the Guelph Nighthawks.
When they go downhill with 5 guys. And therefore, 5-on-4 is a good transition.
Harris with it. Juricic. Back catch on him. Down to Alexander in the post. He's got a Rosh on him. He'll go left. Turn around. That's good. Kyle Alexander. Beautiful little turnaround, Jay.
Tough shot.
Ahmed Hill with it now. Frantic pace to this one. Skip pass across to Barber. Aketch now with it. Sees a couple bodies. Back to Barber for three. No good. Fight for the board. Alexander with it. Here's Jalen Harris. He's got Hill on him. Calls for a screen from Juricic. He'll take it. Up to Juricic. Pick and pop three. No good. Doesn't even hit iron. Turnover. It goes back to the Guelph Nighthawks. A couple of subs here. New Era's the official merchandise provider of the CEBL. Get the latest Nighthawks and Shooting Stars gear by visiting the online store at cebl.ca.
A lot of teams set their substitution patterns to the 5-minute mark. In the CEBL, you set your substitution patterns to Elam ending. So you got Ahmad Hill getting off the court right now to get a quick blow.
Here's Barber with it. He'll go in. Can't score around Chapman, who's recently checked back in. It's Chapman, Harris, Young, Mukama, and Alexander on the floor for Scarborough. Young up top. Chapman swings to Alexander for three. Can't get it to go. Batted around. Back up top off the offensive board by Mukama. Jalen Harris can't get it to go. And there's going to be a foul. It's going to stay here with Scarborough.
Yeah, second chances. Julian Rosh is just not big enough out here being the only guy, because they've got large bodies. You throw Chapman in there, J.V. Mukama, Alexander, Young. They're coming all board. They're all going to the rebounds. Everybody's got to put a body on those guys.
J.V. Mukama's 6'8". He's the second smallest guy on the floor right now for Scarborough. It's almost as though Jamal McGlure, VP of Director of Basketball Ops for Scarborough, works for both this team and the notably long and tall Toronto Raptors. There is Alexander for three, no good. Fight for the board. That foul's going the other way as Khalif Young got a little elbowy up there.
Yeah, I think Jamal only likes big guys anyways.
It's big guy bias. Think Jamal wants to play for this team right now?
Jamal looks pretty healthy. Jamal looks like he can get on the court right now. All that training with the Raptors, I'm sure he's leaving a few bruises on them too.
It's Lawson, Barber, Aketch with Rosh. I can't see the fifth Nighthawk in the corner there. It is Steph Smith out there on the floor for Guelph. Here is Jalen Harris. Tries to go up. He's fouled going up.
Yeah, that was Rosh. Just tired foul in transition. Good foul.
So we're a minute 53 away from the Elam ending. We'll explain it more in full during the stoppage once it comes into play. But the first stoppage underneath the 4-minute mark is when the clocks will shut off and Elam ending time will begin. And we've had some awesome Elam finishes so far in just 3 CEBL games. Shout out to Alex Campbell last night for Fraser Valley. An absolutely brazen three to complete a comeback for Fraser Valley in Ottawa.
Absolutely.
Missed there, and it's batted out of bounds. It'll stay with Scarborough as they trail by 1 as Harris splits the pair. the Shooting Stars continue their road trip this time. It's a date with the Expansion Montreal Alliance live from Verdun Auditorium on Sunday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time.
And if you get a chance to be there, that arena is quaint and nice, and it's already a sellout.
Makama, a couple bodies around him in the corner. He'll back down Barber. Sees the help from Lawson. Up to Young. He splits a couple guys. Can't get it to go, but it's tapped back in. Khalif Young making something happen there. I think Alexander got the hand on it to put it back.
The bigs for Scarborough making easy buckets.
An explosive drive there by Barber. And he's not going to get the foul call there.
There has not been many fouls called on guys driving to the basket the entire game.
You're
In
right.
that case, the official has been consistent. But Cat Barber's saying, I don't know if you can be consistent. I just got killed.
The Nighthawks inbound here. Rosh at the elbow. Here's Ahmed Hill down to the corner. Steph Smith for three. That's no good. Pops out as Scarborough looks to add on to their 1-point lead with just over a minute left until the Elam ending kicks in. Makama. Alexander. Back to Makama on the right wing. And that is broken up by Steph Smith. It's off Smith, though. Christine Vaughn with the call there. The official on the sideline with the good view. It'll be Olu Famatimi checking it in here for Scarborough. 8 on the clock. Chapman gets it to go. Cam Chapman picking up where he left off with another mid-range bucket. 21 points in the game now for Chapman.
And their size matchups in advantage of Scarborough all over the floor.
And that goes there. A.J. Lawson with an explosive drive. He's been getting downhill with regularity in this one, Joe.
Yeah, and then Guelph needed that bucket because they've missed a couple of those types of baskets already.
1-point game here. Scarborough with it. 4:30 to go. 30 seconds till Elam time. That's turnover there. Numbers here. Ahmed Hill on the run. He's going to throw it down to take the lead for Guelph. 77-76.
And Steph Smith did a great job of looking for the charge of creating that turnover.
And that, another turnover here. Hill with it on the run. He will throw it down again. It's back-to-back yams for Ahmed Hill. A 3-point lead here as we go down past the 4-minute mark. Next stoppage, we'll see the Elam ending kick in.
3-guard, small lineup, all about ball pressure right now.
And a foul there.
A tactical foul. That foul was a tactical foul, using it to get the game into Elam time. Coach Kissy didn't want Scarborough having an opportunity to score and make it a closer run at the end.
The strategy begins to close the game. There's no foul gaming. There's no watching the clock. It's just the teams playing basketball to the set score. And it makes it so the team trailing always has at least some sort of shot of making a comeback.
And there's no overtime.
We love no overtime. The NBA needs to adopt the Elam ending for overtime immediately.
TV loves no overtime.
Here's Jalen Harris with it. Up top, Khalif Young diving to the basket. He puts it up and in. Khalif Young continuing a strong outing here. Up to 10 points for Khalif Young on 5 of 7 from the field. And lots of dirty work in between. 79-78. Again, playing to that target score of 88. Here's Cat Barber with it. Over to Ahmed Hill. Puts it up for 3. That is good. Ahmed Hill has completely turned this game around. Forcing turnovers, scoring on the run, and now knocking down that 3.
Making shots gets you confident. He knocked down 2 dunks that held his confidence on that last 3.
If I could dunk, I would also be more confident. Here's Jalen Harris. Takes the screen from Young. Young gets caught up there. And the foul is going to go against, it looks like, Steph Smith.
So those moving screens earlier, Steph Smith made them hold his ground. He went through that screen.
On the floor here, it's Mukama, Harris, Alexander, Young, and Chapman for the Shooting Stars. Barber, Hill, Rosh, Akech, and Lawson for the Guelph Nighthawks. Harris over to Chapman for 3. Can't get it to go. A rare miss tonight for Cam Chapman as Pat Barber has it. On the run with speed. He'll reset, pull it back out. Just calm things down a little bit. 16 seconds left on the shot clock here. Over to Hill. Hill will pull up again for 3. Can't get it to go. A little heat check there from Ahmed Hill.
This is where in Elam time you watch teams, sometimes players go nuts. And you just got to keep playing your game. Teams that are successful just play their game.
Harris runs into traffic, but the loose ball is collected by Khalif Young, who has been there all night long. 82-80 for Guelph now. The Stars pull within 2.
All loose balls.
Akech with it. Thought about it, but resets. Barber with it up top. 16 on the shot clock. Rosh with the screen. Barber thinking about it, probing. Beautiful little in and out dribble. And he's fouled, it looks like, underneath the basket. 6 on the clock here. It'll be to reset to 14.
14 fouls to 2 team fouls. Whistles have not been heard very often.
There's Rosh with it. That's tapped away there. They heard you, Joe. Take that, Mr. Razzo.
I wish in games that I coached that we got down this far and not have to worry about free throws.
So to be a side out of bounds, it's the 3rd team foul on Scarborough. Akech with it on the inbound. 13 on the clock. Here's Lawson with it, with Harris on him. Into the corner. Hill for 3. Catch and shoot. That is good. Ahmed Hill absolutely tearing apart the Scarborough Shooting Stars right now.
And Guelph doing a good job of finding him. Run him on the baseline.
That's 10 straight points for Ahmed Hill alone. Here's Harris with it. Behind the back, Mukama. Here's Khalif Young with it, posting up. Little spin move, up and under. Can't get it to go in the putback, they'll scramble for it. Down on the deck, Khalif Young once again. Harris for 3. No good, well short. Young's fighting for it again. But it's going to be Guelph ball, but not due to the fault of Khalif Young. The work he's putting in.
And the post work in there. A.J. Lawson overmatched inside. And Julian Rosh, he has been so good for Guelph. I am so impressed what he's been able to do on the boards, keeping balls alive.
Guelph can win this game with a 3 to hit that target score of 88, but we saw last night in Ottawa, Fraser Valley, Ottawa got a little squirrely when they were 3 points away, and it ended up costing them the game.
Yeah, so what you want right now is just to play your best basketball. You want to score.
You'll be acquainted with as the season goes along, but that's a big one to keep in mind.
So no game clock, but the shot clock now is down to 14 seconds.
So Guelph will advance it. Ahmed Hill will inbound. Mukama with that length will guard the pass. Here is Lawson with it on the baseline. He'll drive right, puts it up. That's good. A.J. Lawson. Guelph is 1 point away from winning this game. Charles Kissey's looking for a foul.
They haven't called that foul all game. I'm kind of happy they didn't call it there.
Yeah. You know what? Look, you can end it on a free throw. We've had a championship game out on a free throw, but it's always more fun when it ends on a bucket.
Yeah, and that's just, the refs have been consistent with that play.
The timeout called here by Chris Exilis and the Shooting Stars. So they got to
you got to make sure you're very good in transition getting into defense.
So Scarborough will advance it here. Should have 14 on the clock as they get that adjusted as they advance it. J.B. Mukama will inbound. It's Harris, Chapman, Alexander.
And Guelph comes out zone.
Mukama with it. Jalen Harris. Pulls up for 3. No good. Rebound grab there by Rosh. And Guelph has a chance to win this game and cap off their home opener. The Guelph faithful on their feet looking for the bucket here. A.J. Lawson to Cat Barber. He's got Mukama on him. He'll drive. Keeps it on a string. Still has it somehow. Akech with it. 4 on the clock. Needs to put something up. Akech is blocked by Young. And it's Shooting Stars ball going the other way. Fresh 24. Here's Jalen Harris. Down to Chapman, the most reliable guy on the Shooting Stars so far today. Little turnaround lefty jumper. No good. Khalif Young right there, though. Kicked out. Harris thinks about it. He'll take the screen from Young. He's got Akech on him now with that length. He'll drive. Puts it up. Well short. Grab there by Hill. And the Nighthawks going to run there. Kissey was asking him to run. They did not run. And so they'll have to score against the half-court. Barber for the win. That's good! The Guelph Nighthawks take it away in their home opener and spoil the CEBL debut of the Scarborough Shooting Stars. And who else but the two-time the second-team G League All-Star, Cat Barber.
Wow. And Coach wanted to get the court fast because he knew he'd get a one-on-one matchup, and Cat Barber just knocked it off. But how about some great defense over here by A.J. Lawson, causing that shot to get partially blocked to get that run out.
We get a look here at Barber with his first Elam winner of the season. Of course, at season's end, the player with the most Elam winners will be awarded the CEBL's Clutch Player of the Year, won last year by Lindell Wigginton.
Well, they did a great job in Elam ending, knocking down 2 threes and then getting the ball inside on a drive. Those 3 guys, Lawson, Cat Barber, Ahmed Hill, they were the stars in the Elam ending for them. But Julian Roche impressed me tonight because he was a mainstay for them.
He was fantastic on the offensive glass as the handshake line comes together.